Good day, freshman flames. This is Marge, and I am back this week, yes, to discuss Module 13 and Module 14 of our subject, Gen 001 Purposive Communication. And the lessons that we're going to discuss are entitled Understanding an Informative Essay and Using Research to Write an Informative Essay, respectively. Okay, now, since the two modules are related to one another, so our discussion for this week will be an integration of the two related topics. So even if I'll be doing one video discussion only, but the discussion will focus both on Module 13 and Module 14. So before we proceed with the formal discussion, let's have first the lesson objectives. Okay, so first off, let's have the lesson objectives for Module 13, and that is at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to identify the characteristics of an informative essay, and the students will be able to as well analyze an informative essay. And for the lesson objectives for Module 14, okay, so at the end of the lesson again, the students will be able to point out details from research to use in drafting an informative essay. All right, guys, when you talk about an informative essay, okay, so this is a type of essay wherein it educates your reader on a specific topic. Okay, so they are intended to teach your readers new information. Okay, so it introduces a clearly stated topic, or what you call a controlling idea, and it creates an organizational structure in which relative information is grouped logically to support the writer's purpose. Okay, so this type of essay requires you to gather information about your topic. Okay, so it develops evidence with relevant facts, definitions, concrete details, quotations, and an example with reference to sources. So basically, it tells the audience about a topic. It describes, it defines. Okay, and it's actually giving a comparison or a contrast. Okay, and somehow it usually answers the questions who, what, where, when, why, and how. Okay, so in informative essays, okay, you also do it. Okay, you also create informative essays in order to describe something that happened in a chronological manner. Okay, so when you talk about informative essays, you are meant to tell the audience about what you want them to know. Okay, so it's all about giving information to your audience. You provide them with specific information, okay, about a certain topic. Okay, so if the audience will ask you who, what, where, when, why, and how, okay, that is actually a type of question wherein what they have read must be an informative essay. Okay. Now, guys, please take a look at this, okay? We must understand, okay, that informative essays do not present an opinion or try to persuade your reader just like what you do in a persuasive essay, okay? Informative essay is only meant for you to give information to your audience. You are only meant to provide facts. You're only meant to provide details. You're only meant to define a certain topic. Okay, so it's not meant for you to write your subjective opinion or your objective opinion regarding the topic. Okay, it's only about providing the information to our audience. Okay, so if it's a sequence, if it's a process, then you write steps. Okay, if it's going to describe something, then you have to define it. You have to use descriptive words for it. Okay, so informative essays must not include your own opinion regarding the topic. It's only meant for you to give facts and details. All right, so there are ways on how we can do or create informative essays. So there are three types, okay? So we have what we call the definition essays, okay? So this is the basic form, most basic form of an informative essay. Its goal is to simply, provide an explanation. Informative essays that provide their explanation using one of these three methods. Okay, they can use synonyms to explain what the new term is similar to, or they can use categories to help the reader see where the term fits in comparison to others, or they can use negation to allow the reader to understand the term by seeing what it isn't. Some kind of like antonyms. Okay, now another kind of informative essay is the compare and contrast. Okay, so this is a kind of academic paper in which a student analyzes two or more subjects with each other. So to compare, when you say compare, it's to explore the similarities between subjects. When you do contrast, well, to contrast means to look at their differences. So both subjects of the comparison are usually in the same category, although they have their differences. So you cannot exactly compare and contrast two subjects, okay, two topics that are not in the same category, because there's no point of comparison. Okay, so most of the things that you compare and contrast belong to the same category. So for example, it can be comparing to movies, comparing to universities, or comparing to cars. All right, so that's compare and contrast. Now lastly, we have process essays. Okay, this is a type of essay that explains a process, a step by step, and gives guidance for processes. Okay, so the goal of a process paper is to give its readers guidance and direction. So they follow a step-by-step style, with the initial step influencing the second step, which influences the third, and so on and so forth. Okay, so those are the types of informative essays. Those are the kinds of informative essays that you can do or you can create. Okay, we create informative essays. Okay, it's really a must for you to do research on the topic. Okay, so this is the part that helps you to learn things about your topic, so things that you might not have known before. Okay, so there are different sources where you could conduct your research. It could be from printed materials such as books or journals or magazines or newspapers, or it could be through online like websites, videos, photos, presentations. Now how can you be sure that the information you have gotten online is factual and accurate? Okay, so when you get contents from online sources, please be religious in checking the following. Okay, so you have to check the author of the article that you're looking into. Okay, is there an author? Okay, so is the author expert on that particular topic? So you do a background check on the author, if there is an author with that article. Okay, so is the author part of an organized or recognized organization? Okay, how about accuracy? Is it free from spelling and grammar errors? Okay, has the content been reviewed by other experts? Okay, or does it have other sources? How about objectivity? Does the author present objective arguments? Is it clear when he or she is expressing personal opinions? How about currency? Are the information and websites up to date? Are the links working or are they not? Maybe the links are way back and the links are not working anymore, or the content has been taken down. Okay, and how about the URL? You look at the web address. Okay, is the web address personal or institutional? Mostly credible sources have .edu, okay, on their end, on the end of their web addresses. So when you say .edu, this is actually from a school or from a university, or .gov if it's from the government. Okay, so you have to be very vigilant when it comes to these things. Okay, so not all you see or get online are factual. Okay, some of those are just satire or trolls. Okay, And if you look at these sources, okay, you cannot exactly pinpoint which sources they have gotten their info. Okay, so do a background check on the author if there is an author. Okay, and look at its details. Look at the grammar. Look at the punctuation. If look at the punctuation if they're really okay. Okay, so you have to be very, very vigilant about these things. Okay. So that concludes our discussion for Module 13 and Module 14 of our subject Gen 001 Purposive Communication. Okay, so please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more updates on the video discussions for our subject Gen 001. So thank you very much for watching our video discussion. I hope you have learned something. I will be conducting reinforcement discussions in our GC on our class time. So again, thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. Goodbye, guys.